to episode number 21 of No Missing Presents. Today I bring you an amateur content creator who does daily variety games. Some emotes from MythiiksGame.
Hey,
Talk about an intro, man. Holy moly.
How do you like it?
I love it. I love the
Awesome.
introductions. I love it. Anybody that can do like more than like Microsoft Word is just amazing to me.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I was rather rushed to put it together. Like I wanted to do it yesterday, but I wasn't feeling good. My allergies have been bothering me, and I slept most of the day. Started my midnight shift and everything like that, so it was a little bit crazy. And I woke up today an hour later than I wanted to as well, and man, it was just a rush. But I'm glad it went together well, and it seemed to turn out good.
Yeah, it actually. Oh my god, I was just like, I get the whole spiel, the whole interview, the whole everything, and then I was just like, oh yes. And you know what's really funny? I had just finished watching Has Been Hotel before this aired, and I'm just like, oh, I love it. I love the music. I love my intro.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad you enjoyed it. That's the hardest part, honestly, is like taking the time to find a good intro song. You know, I could spend a half an hour going through the YouTube music because I use the YouTube. It's like copyright free. You don't need to put anything in there. You just slap it in there. You're good to go.
Oh, yeah.
But where it has like a little transition about 20 to 30 seconds in and sort of fits like maybe the character of the person I'm interviewing. So I do put some effort and time into picking a song on there, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. So how you doing today?
I am doing really well. I've been like I have been pacing around my house, nervous for this interview because I'm just like, what do I say? What do I do? How do I act? To doing something live that's like not streaming. But I was told by someone just be how you are on stream. Just be yourself. And you have nothing to hide. Just is like if you ask questions, be honest with them.
100%. Be who you be. And if you don't feel like answering a question too, you don't have to answer. There's no pressure. Just kind of chilling and hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've got some good weather here finally in Michigan. It's been cold. We've got a couple nice days. I know it's going to get cold again soon, but how are things over on your end?
Oh, God. We're looking at rain for like about maybe from today till Friday, but the rain might soon transition into snow. And with those two coupled together, it can't be good because I do push the snow. I like pushing the snow because I know it's a little weird of me to say, but it's because it helps me like clear my mind for the day. It helps me like it's fresh, crisp air, and I just feel better about it.
Yeah, you get the blood going, gets the circulation happening a little bit.
Yep, gets the circulation going, keeps me happy, keeps everybody in a good mood. And I mean, afterwards, you can always have a hot cup of Joe or some atole if you're really into that. Do you know what atole is? It's basically how do I say this? It's basically like using like cornstarch or cornbread, making it into like some sort of like custard that you can drink. And it comes like piping hot. And there's packaged ones which come in multiple flavors. Vanilla, coconut, strawberry, and chocolate are usually the main ones. There's other flavors.
Okay. How do you spell that?
Atole, I believe.
Hold on. Okay. Is it Italian or something? It sounds like it might be Italian.
It's actually a Mexican recipe.
Atole.
Yep, it is. It like if you're looking for like super traditional one, it's usually used with like masa.
Okay.
Masa is basically like the stuff that's the to clarify, have you ever had a tamale?
Tamale?
Yeah.
The hot tamale, a pepper?
It's basically like beef wrapped in like dried corn.
Okay. Yeah.
Dried corn feed. Yeah. Well, the same thing can be used to make tamale. but
Okay.
I'm such a sucker for flavors that I always go for the packaged stuff.
Yeah. So
I,
funny.
I love strawberries. I love chocolate. I love vanilla.
What part of the world are you from? You can be as general or specific as you want.
To for the short answer and the long answer, for the short answer, I'm from everywhere.
Hey,
Yeah,
world traveler.
I'm a military kid. I've been all over. I've been
Okay.
to I've been to Germany. I've been to Poland. I've been to France. France was a mistake, and that's a long road trip. Because I think we were heading to an amusement park. I think we were heading to like European Legoland, and then we got lost along the way. And like, thank God Europe is like such a small place that you can just
Right.
drive back home if you get lost, you know.
Right.
But like,
European Legoland in France. Okay, go ahead.
and what ended up happening was we got lost. We somehow ended up in France, and then keep in mind before anybody says this, well, just use your GPS. This is before like GPS was like a main staple thing. But like we had road maps.
Okay. About how old are you and or were you at the time, and like what decade were you in? Like
I think I was hitting my. I was barely hitting the age of 10
Okay.
back then, so it was like 2000s time. So
Okay.
let it be known that, like, yeah, I'm. Despite how I sound, despite my mannerisms, I'm actually kind of old. I just got asked that question, and it's just like, "How old are you?" I'm like, I'm 30. Really? You look 25. Thanks. Sprouts cashier lady.
Right.
I'm 29, going on to 30.
Yeah, that's not too
this
old.
year.
That's not too old. I'm the old goat for most of the everybody I hang out with or see online. I'm trying to figure out how to get to Twitch chat to delete this message.
Oh, gotcha.
But so you're on a road trip to Legoland, got lost in France. Did any other things occur?
Well, most of the time I didn't know. What the funniest thing is that when a European back then Europeans didn't really have a really tall opinion about Americans. So
Mm-hmm.
like to avoid that whole thing, we had to tell the people that asked us like if what nationality we're from. We were just like, oh, we're Mexican. They get friendly. But this one time, my dad told them that they were American, and they refused to help them. Yeah, it was pretty bad. But like it was so weird. Like when I was a kid, the one thing that I can remember about the German people is that they are. I'm pretty sure they're better now, but like they don't respect the personal space. And they saw my curly hair and they touched it, and I'm just like, what's going on? It was uncomfortable at best, and I'm just like, oh, I guess I'm cute or something.
So they're over here just patting your hair.
You know, like I'm a strange like circus attraction, and I'm just like,
That's funny.
It's like, okay, probably shouldn't do anything, you know, just let him get it out and then just let him be, you know. if I start,
I'll be over soon.
Give him 5 minutes at most.
Right.
Yeah.
So were you overseas a lot then growing up, like in that area of the world?
I was since the age of 4, I believe.
Okay.
Because I don't really remember a lot about my younger time because it was all kind of a blur.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time I was just going with the flow. If anything, I knew that I wasn't home because I was born at like Nellis Air Force Base, and then the thing that I remember was a blue house. The blue house is like a house that we had in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that was what I remember from my childhood. But
Okay.
then we had some really good memories. A lot, like, although it's just like I am an American, I am where I am.
Hmm.
But my I wanted to travel Europe a little bit more. Like
Hmm.
like my heart belongs over there because there's just so much to see.
Right.
Their culture is beautiful. The architecture that they have is just a mix of everything because of what everybody went through way back when. You could see
Right.
like Romans here, Victorian era there, the
Right.
and like true industrialization come
Hmm.
up, and it's incredible how they do it because they still believe in competitive marketing.
Yeah.
Do you have you had any like things with competitive marketing like
I mean, I probably have. I haven't been in school in like 30 years. so,
yeah, fair.
so I'm sure I studied it in economics, way back in the day about all of that stuff. But I'm not well versed in competitive marketing, to
Yeah,
be honest.
it's basically like imagine two shops that sell the same thing. One of them
Hmm.
tells you that guy sells cows from an endangered species. The other tells you that leather is from cows from like emaciated cows.
Hmm.
So like they're always trying to like put customers into their shops in order to like get the one up on everybody.
Hmm.
So, but like they're kind of sneaky about it. It was kind of weird. It was kind of weird to learn about it. And I asked my teacher, I was like, "What is competitive marketing?" And that's how I learned. That's the euphemism that I use because it,
That's
it just
funny.
stuck with me. Yeah.
Yeah. In that region of the world, you're completely right. Like a lot of people in America are kind of like sheltered to world knowledge in that aspect. I mean, the history of the United States here has pretty much been obliterated when the Englanders and whatnot settled in. But
Mhm.
over there, you've got history, going back thousands of years, and the geography and range, like you said, is so close that you can be somewhere else in a day or two.
Yeah.
My uncle is in Budapest, and he's retired and moved there, and it's like the center of Europe, and he can be like 2 hours away to almost anywhere, and you've got all of that great architecture and history there. And I
Yeah.
think that's something that that a lot of people should explore and look into because there's so much to be you could learn and see and experience there.
Everybody actually should actually take a chance at like going outside of the United States.
Hmm.
Um, everybody should actually just visit Europe at least once, maybe twice in their life, because of the fact that it opens their mind to not like it just opens their perspective on how people are from around the world, and they will
Right.
realize that they're not so different, and they're just
Absolutely.
there's just little barriers to cross, language
Hmm.
barriers, how people live here, and it's just like to learn a culture is flattering, but to be ingratiated and envelop yourself in the culture is the ultimate form of respect, from what I understand, and from being over there.
Right. I mean,
It,
you can't really truly experience it until you see it. And like you said, the people everywhere, they're just human beings, getting through life just like you and I. And, they've got families, they care about their loved ones. And it's really kind of the same thing, just they might have different outlooks on things. And that's the part of learning the culture and how they move.
mhm. What everybody says is that like it's it's one thing just to sightsee, but to truly use every bit of your senses is where you true is when you truly fall in love with the country.
Hmm.
Touch, taste, smell, everything,
Right.
and what you feel. And this is where I actually believe that people are people, and like nobody should be divided. It's better
That's
to
awesome.
it's better to build bridges across a river rather than build a wall between two people.
Right.
Because people, when there's a wall built, ignorance takes place, and people, being people, will learn to hate each other for little to no reason. But when you build a
Right.
bridge, it's sort of like And it's just like, you know what? I might have liked to do some cooking. He might have liked to do bake. Like I might have liked to do like cook steaks. He might have liked to do baking. You find little differences and nuances between one another. And when you teach each other about who you are, that's when bonds grow, figuratively and literally.
Right.
And I believe that with that, you can truly grow as a person.
Yeah. And you know what? I think that's 100% true, as far as how people go. The downside is how things are a lot of times politically motivated. And I think part of that, part of that thing goes back to even like basic human instinct from the beginning of time. And it's something that we have to get over because, if you think about humans, when we started evolving, we needed to hold on to what's ours. This is mine. And you can't have it because I need it to survive. It's that fight. And then as the unit of living grew, it became, all right, now it's my family's, all right, my family's has to hold on to this. You can't have it. And then after it got bigger from there, it's like, okay, these couple families got together. No, we can't have it. You got to have, and there's so much abundance in the world that it doesn't need to be that way. But I think just through time that idea to have stuff and to keep you from having it has grown into larger, from a individual to a family unit to a village to a city to a metropolitan to a state to a country, and it's just the same basic thing that doesn't need to be there. On the same kind of note, like the Native Americans, as far as how they looked at outsiders and other people, it might not be the same anymore, at least for some people, but traditionally, everybody was their relative. If you met somebody, you're now related. You have a relationship with that person. And, I think that there needs to be a lot more of that type of thing in the world.
There needs to be, on top of that, there needs to be, it's like something only sticks with you if you want it to stick with you. It's not just someone tells you to learn it.
No, right.
If you want something, then you have to want it. It's better to actually engross yourself by having this need to learn about everybody else, about where you're at and who you are, because like the closed-mindedness, the walls that it breaks down, because when you listen to people, it's just you just want to know about that person. I don't know how else to say it. It's just like when you listen, it's just like, please tell me more.
Right. It's interesting. You get to hear a story. You get to hear something else. And I think that's that experience that's why I think a lot of American people are sheltered in that way, and probably people all over the world, where if you go out and actually experience these other people's lives, like you said, it's a lot better if you can do it firsthand. Then you would be able to better understand other people and other cultures and realize how similar we are, that there's way more similarities than differences.
We're more alike than everybody likes to admit.
Yeah. And that education is part of the development of growth. And I think it's important as well.
Yeah, thank God I have a dad that's just like, that took me around the world, and it's just like, hey, you want to go somewhere? Yeah, I do want to go somewhere. And it's just that yearning. But I think it's a fatal flaw in my logic, because it's just like, I should have went to more places. I should have seen more, Yeah,
and you can't really regret that. You still have time to see more, and the amount that you have seen is probably, so much greater than most people have had the opportunity to see.
More than any kid will probably ever see in their lifetime.
Right. Unless they're, going through the same type of thing.
Yeah.
Where they have a military family or a traveling family, which isn't very many. I'd say, less than 1% of children are involved in that.
Yeah. But also, I kind of want to apologize. I know that a lot of and like, I want to get this out of the way. I don't have a camera as of
Mhm.
right now, because of the fact that I just don't. I'm not financially stable because I'm still
Okay.
looking for a job, and
Yeah.
I know that you have a lot of people that are on camera talking with you, and
Yeah.
we're here talking about walls and borders, and I'm just like, well, here's one that we can address. And I'm just like, I am so sorry to anybody that is watching that wanted to see my face, but unfortunately, I don't have anything set up yet.
That's okay. Yet we'll be here, and we'll get into that a little bit too. I think also, but your VTubing and things like that.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but as far as the camera goes, that's completely a-okay. Your beautiful voice is enough, and
Hey,
I'm glad to have you here, camera or no camera. And I thank you so much for wanting to participate with the podcast.
oh, dude, I saw this and I fell in love with it like the first time I saw it. I'm just like, it's just guys chilling.
Pretty much.
It's just everybody just having fun. Everybody's just chilling and cool, and I'm just like, oh, sweet.
Yeah. It's pretty low stress and just hanging out, talking, getting to know you essentially, because a lot of streamers and things like that, they're you get to develop and know their personality a little bit through the stream, but they're not always talking about themselves and their history, and different things that go on. So it's something that, if people are fans of you, it's interesting, it could be something cool that way.
I try not to make it all about me because I have like this I have a weird logic when it comes to streaming, and I learned it by
Hmm.
watching other streamers. And
Hmm.
the reason why I don't talk about myself is because I kind of want to focus on what I'm putting out more than anything in
Right.
the world, because I want everybody to be entertained and just forget their troubles for a little bit. Most of the time, I'm more concerned about the gameplay. I'm concerned about my chat.
Right.
I'm concerned about their well-being, how they're doing, and like I always tell them, it's just like it's okay if you don't, pop in just to say hi. I understand that you have a life to live. I understand that you have bills to pay. You probably have family. You probably have kids. You probably have a dog that you found in the street and you're not taking care of. Whatever the case may be, I want you to be at 100% no matter what happens. I need you to take care of yourself because it hurts knowing that like somebody's in trouble and that I can't do anything about it.
Right.
Yeah, or
And
like
caring is something, though. I mean, caring is doing what you can, is having that thought going towards it. So I mean, it's the least of things you could probably do. I mean, well, not the least. The least would be like not even caring, but at least caring is something. And 100% that a lot of people do that on the stream too. Is that they'll engage with chat, they'll talk about their game and things like that. So this is like some behind the scenes stuff that they might not normally get to hear. So
mhm.
um,
Usually I actually try to make sure that everybody's okay. One There's this one guy that I know, Yukihama. You might have seen him
mhm.
in my chat a couple times. There's also a bunch of other people, but if you ask them, they will probably tell you that sometimes if I haven't heard from them in a couple of days, I will reach out to them. And reaching
Yeah,
out is what I do because of
yeah,
the fact
yeah.
that I care about my viewers. I care about, and everybody says it's just like, it's just like the chatters are not your friends. They're just there to be entertained. Like, no.
Mm,
That's
right. That's the
that's not how
difference.
that's not
It's
how I
like building
roll.
a community. You're building a community, like you're a culture, a family. A lot of times.
And a lot of the
That's-
and a lot of the times people also don't understand the fact that like that they're human. The
right,
chatters are not just like some guy talking. They're human too.
right. Absolutely. Like this man right here, Pac-Man is back. He's one of my OGs, original Nomies,
Hey,
big part of my Noman empire. He says, well, if once you get a cam, you can always show up a second time, and that's 100% right.
yeah, that is 100% correct. Um,
And thank you for being here, Pac. It's good to see you.
yeah, it's nice to see you too, Beck. Um, and I want to touch on like the lessons that I learned from other streamers.
Okay.
it's just that whole thing about chatting with people is that
Mhm.
I get to know them. I get to talk
Right.
with them. And I feel, and honestly, I probably should like install this into my chat. I should probably slow down chat so that way I can keep up with it.
Hmm.
I just don't know how to do it yet
Yeah.
because I'm kind of afraid of exploring the settings and be like, I was just like, oh no, I set it to Latin. Everything comes back in Latin.
Ah! I think that I don't know how it works on your end or not 100%, but there's an option in there for slow mode.
Oh, maybe I should do
And
that.
yeah, you should try it out and see if that works for you.
Yeah.
It's just a click of one tick, change it to slow mode, and it's in your chat settings on Twitch itself, and that might get you where you need to be. And speaking of Twitch, if we can go onto this topic, maybe, how did you get started in Twitch, and how did you get your name?
The name was actually PS. It was a debate between PS3 names actually.
Hmm.
So when I was first signing up, I had two names. I was just like, okay, do I go with Mythics or do I go with Oblivionist? And back then, my game handle was known as Oblivion or Oblivionist or something else.
Hmm.
So the term Mythics came by when this was when I was in college, like 5-6 years ago. It was when I first that's what I was doing. I was playing D&D with a couple of friends.
Hmm.
and
Okay.
and and the thing was, the joke was, it's just like, despite having a cool name, it was what I was told back then. The character that I had set up was what I rolled called an idiot mage. So he doesn't know what he's doing. My friends don't know what I'm doing, and I have no idea what's going on because he was also blind.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
so it made for like really weird encounters.
Right.
So it's just like I cast this fireball, and it's just like, please don't. Like we're all stuck in a room. we're stuck in a 2x4 room, and I'm just like, too bad. I'm full sending it.
Right. I'm blind and an idiot, and I'm a mage, so
Blind-
here we go.
Blind idiot mage. Yeah. So
Oh, that had to have been so difficult for your team members.
it did come in clutch for a couple times, and because it's just like one of them is just like, wait, this room is full of oil. I got an idea. Bring the mage up. So it's just like, I don't need you to target it. I need you to just throw it wherever, please. It'll work.
Right.
Trust me.
Right. And if you have a creative DM, they can, make that interaction pretty interesting as well without totally annihilating your party every time you cast a spell.
I'm glad that I had a DM who was just like, he was the fun DM, not the strict DM.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were just like, he was one of those ones that would like slowly lean in, put his chin on his hands, squint his eyes, and stare at you, and say, "I'll allow it." Basically, he's saying, "Please do so. I want to see what happens."
Oh, that's too funny.
Yeah. But those friends, oh, I wish them no harm. But like, I hope like wherever they're doing, I hope that they're okay. They're doing good, because they kind of did me dirty way back then.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they threw me under the bus. They threw me under the bus because
in real life or in D&D world?
Real life. And what ended up happening was I grew to be like sort of distrustful, and this is like younger me.
Mm-hmm.
But after all that shenanigans happened, I basically grew from it. Just like, treat people normally until they treat you how you want to be treated, and treat them accordingly on how they treat you.
Right. So a life lesson learned kind of from that.
Yeah, it was a really harsh one because they were like my first college friends.
Mm.
So it hurt. It hurt a lot, and there's
For
actually
sure.
and the ones who actually consoled me was two of my friends named Chillabun Gaming and a Mothivamp. And Mothivamp was actually my artist that got me this avatar that you see there.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody can see it in the stream. I apologize.
What I'm going to do is we aren't going to be able to be heard right now, but I'm going to hide both of us and we'll see it in our background. Okay.
You know what I just realized?
What's that?
I realized that he looks like a holographic young David Bowie. I never realized that.
Yeah, I can see the
I'm looking at
resemblance.
it and I'm just like, what in the world? Oh my god, that is so strange. Wow. I guess my music taste kind of kicked in when I thought of him.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
David Bowie. What about maybe like a Billy Idol? You know,
I can see it. I could see young Billy Idol.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Go ahead. Sorry.
Said there's also a command for slow, like /slow, followed by numbers of seconds.
Oh,
so you can actually like adjust it, I guess, to see.
Okay.
And we also have Crazy Chef showing up. He said, "Sorry, I'm late." Hi, Gnome. Hi, Mythics. Welcome.
Hey, Chef.
Chef, good to see you, buddy.
Cool. Wrote that
down.
So,
the Mythics name you grabbed from D&D, and did you just add game on the end of it?
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, your Mythics name. We were talking about the college experience and a little bit on there. If you wanted to go into that more, you can. But the Mythics name that you got from your D&D character, did you just add game on the end to have that?
Pretty much. But like I've been playing with the idea of just shortening to just Mythics, because I want to turn it into like a brand deal that I want to try out eventually when I get enough money in order to basically like lay a foundation first. And I know that's a long-term goal.
Okay.
But like eventually this is going to become a thing, you know.
Now, how did you get started in streaming then?
When it came to streaming, those two friends that I mentioned, Chillabun Gaming and Amathevamp, my artist, they started streaming after they got me into Twitch, because I thought Twitch was kind of a waste of it. I thought it was kind of like a lucrative business, like only like the top 3% like get up there, get known. But then Amathevamp encouraged me to actually do it, and she said that she'd make some art. And of course I still owe her a lot because like God, her talent is amazing. Like what she can draw, what she can do with that pen on the computer screen. It's like watching a really calm Bob Ross that sings on the side. Like it's really amazing to see. Like it's like the lines are just patient strokes. She's just super into her drawing. She gets lost in focus, and we try to get her attention. We're like, Mothie, what? Who? Yes, I will do that. And just like he's like, you didn't even hear the question, did you? Nope. Nope. No, I didn't.
That's funny.
Yeah. But how I got into streaming was because of an ex that I had, and my other friend Chillabun Gaming. And you want to know what he said?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I kid you not. He says, "Stream, you won't do it. No balls."
Oh.
I'm just like, all right, I'll show you. I'll stream.
You got called out
Yeah,
for streaming.
yeah, and I was just like, okay, all right. You want to play that game? We'll play that game.
Yeah.
So he said.
So that's how you got started, is on like a dare, basically.
It was a dare, and then it was a dare, and then Mothvamp was just like, "Now, hang on a minute, just make sure that he's comfortable. I'll do it." Okay, he's full sending it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
and then I got started with my sister, because this isn't my original one.
Mm-hmm.
This avatar that you see, this wasn't my original one, because the original one came with a thing called Video 2 Mini, and I could change like the emotions with it. But using this PNG would have been a little bit more difficult, because I don't know how to directly upload the picture into this without it like crashing several times.
Okay.
And I wonder if like I can send you an original picture of how I used to look.
Yeah, you can do that. The other thing you can do is at the bottom of the thing there, you can do share, and you can share it. You can pull it up on the side, and I can put it up on there for people to see. If you wanted to share any type of media, if you have any clips, pictures, anything like that, we can share it, definitely. Or if you just want it to be personal, you can just say, hey, don't share it with everybody.
Here, let me see.
And hello, Maddie Daddy. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for popping in. All right, you ready for me to show this?
Yeah, go ahead. So yeah, that was how I originally looked. So I could do like facials. I could do facials. I'm sorry. I could do emotion with it, but like I was just like, and then eventually this thing right here with the smile, this is going to be the brand that I'm using.
Okay.
This is like the icon logo that I want to use.
Yeah.
And if anybody actually wants to help, go into this, I highly suggest it when you're starting, and then you'll get into other stuff. I was actually introduced to this by my sister at the time, and I was just like, "This is so amazing! Oh my god!" And then I was.
So do you have to manually go and change those emotions on the character?
I do.
Or does it? Okay, so it's not something that would track your face.
Yeah, it's not something that tracks my face. If I want to sound mad, I'd have to like finagle with it. If I wanted to sound happy, I'd have to switch to it, etc., etc.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll just keep this up the rest of the interview, and you can be like, "I'm angry." No.
Of course, Fruit Loops is superior to Cocoa Puffs. What do you mean?
Oh, that's hilarious.
But yeah, it was sort of like a little bit of a Cubits. It's sort of like a little Cubitsy thing. If I had to, because I told everybody I want to be a hologram. I want to be this, because I don't think I've seen it, and this is sort of the original thing. A lot of people.
So you're gonna go back to that character there, and then
no, like I said, like this is going to be the brand that I have with what I'm trying to build. Like this is the thing. This is the thing you will see when eventually, if my name is mentioned. But like that is what you see. This avatar that I have right there. That is the thing that you will see.
Got you. Like your logo or profile pic or something along those lines.
Yeah, it's like this thing. This is the logo. This is the brand. The thing that you see that like interviewing right here. This is the this is what you'll actually see.
Okay. Like you're talking about the your avatar now is what you'll actually see.
Yeah, the avatar now is what you'll actually see.
Okay.
Because it's the whole idea of upgrading as I keep going. Which, by the way, my artist told me you're gonna get another upgrade.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, So that's gonna change very soon.
Nice. How soon do you think you're getting the change?
6 months.
Okay.
So
Soonish.
soonish.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I I wanted an upgrade for a little bit, but like I
Mhm.
didn't want to bog her down because she has a lot of responsibilities right now,
Sure.
and I won't get into it out of personal things for her, just to make sure, just so everybody is sure, so that way nobody just bugs her or anything.
Yeah.
But like yeah, thanks to her, she just keeps improving upon the design.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
And right now you have the hologram, and does that have emotions that you can do too, like on your actual live stream?
not yet.
Okay.
That
I
was
noticed it does have animation though, like it does move around, right?
it does bounce with the help of another program called
Hmm.
let me see if I can find it. Fuji Reactive. Do you know what that is?
No, I'm not familiar with it.
It's basically a easier way of setting up a PNG tuber, so that way it can have a
Okay.
bounce effect, it can have light effects, it can have
Hmm.
like it can detect when you are talking, and it's supposed to just basically bring life to it.
Okay. Does yours
So
detect when you're talking and do animations from vocals?
it's supposed to, although I've
Hmm.
having like it's like the animation is supposed to have a closed mouth and then an open mouth when it's supposed to do it. And
Right.
I've tried to fix it multiple times. Like after tonight, it's probably going to be my seventh attempt, so that
Yeah.
way it looks more natural, not just like some sort of like placeholder
Okay.
GIF image, But
So it sort of works, but it takes some tinkering and adjusting to get the timing and everything right.
a lot of tinkering, unfortunately,
Yeah.
because
Right.
it's
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm cracking up at your face.
It's a lot of tinkering.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah. That's funny. So, what you're going to be moving to, like what you're looking to transition to, is an actual VTube thing. A VTuber.
Eventually, yes, but I have when I asked a friend about it, I was just like, how hard is it to get into VTubing? It's just like, have you ever wanted to cry every day just because of a line of code? Have you ever wanted to just be like, your wife comes in and you turn around and then she's just like, honey, you okay? And she turns around, your eyes are just like sunken and like red. You're tired of crying. You've been up late, but you always find something wrong. Sure, go ahead. And I'm just like, I'm going to leave that to somebody who is more capable than me, who could probably knock it out of the park within like maybe 2 months.
Right. That's one of those things you outsource. You try to get somebody that can do it. At least for me, that'd be the idea if I was to do it. I don't, to learning how to do the rigging. It might be good if you were looking to help others with it, or make it a career type of thing, or
Eventually,
some sort of side income.
yeah, eventually I'd have to learn it because it's my thing.
Right.
I'd have to
Right. If
learn
you
how
wanted to adjust it or anything.
Yeah, I'd have to learn how to adjust it on my own terms, so that way everybody like so that way like not only do I save a lot of money, I save a lot of time and I save a lot of effort, because
Hmm.
this is this is actually like one of the only things that I do,
Right.
like for right now, before I even get a job. But yeah, it's just, she told me it's just like, it's a lot of pain. You think it's fine, but it's not. It's a lot of pain.
Right.
But like I will say this as like advice, and I'm not like throwing this out there lightly. Please do your research about the person who's doing your rigging,
Hmm.
and look for reviews like of the person instead of the 5-star reviews. Check the 1-star reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they will give you an inkling of the type of person that they are,
Right.
and how long it will take it, if they are ripping you off or not. Because unfortunately, the reason why I haven't moved into rigging is because I don't know who to trust. I don't
Hmm.
have anybody that that can do this rigging on a professional scale yet.
Right.
And I'm scared of doing it out of fear that I will lose maybe hundreds of dollars.
Right. Or more, maybe, I don't know.
Or more,
that type
yeah.
of investment. Yeah. That's a huge investment to make, to do that rigging. If that's, the extent of the work is months of, headache.
Months of
I would
headache.
imagine someone that's good would be charging quite a bit on it,
Yeah. The most I've heard was like $3,500 per avatar, and then like 200 more per certain animations. I'm just like, oh man.
Right.
I
And
know.
one thing I'm wondering is if, like, you could go to people who already are, that have their rig, and ask them, be like, hey, who did you use, or something like that.
I actually have asked that, but it was more of a it was more like for me it was more like a precautionary thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, like what can I expect versus what I'll get.
Got you. So more along the lines of not who did you use, but how did you go about finding who you used?
Yeah.
The thing. That makes sense too. So you can do your own research and find someone else.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I know it's a little bit paranoid of me to do that, but it's just like I always got to find that smoking gun, man. Like they're
right.
It's just like not everybody is as truthful as they seem, but like don't waste my time, but more importantly, don't steal my money.
Right. And that's true. I mean, especially when you don't have a large income and you're starting out, and not employed and things like that. Mm-hmm. That money, any little bit, that is a big deal. So you definitely want to watch what you spend your money on, for sure.
Oh yeah, dude, it's money right now, especially in this market, it is extremely precious.
Mm-hmm. So, with the Twitch streaming, are you on a specific type of schedule right now?
Monday through Thursday.
Okay.
That I have always maintained that unless something weird happens,
mm-hmm.
unless I can't physically do it, i.e., something physically happens to me, I get sick, I'm probably exhausted from like doing Instacart, or probably
mm-hmm.
like something extreme happens, I will not do it. But so
right.
far, nothing so far. Monday through Thursdays, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., sometimes 9 p.m., because if I get engrossed in the story, I kind of want to explore a little bit more.
Right.
Or if there's what I mistakenly made a mistake of calling a side quest, the side dishes. If there are side dishes to do. I will go eat the side dishes before I call it quits, because I love it when people are into the story as much as I am, and
mm-hmm.
I love it when people are just like, then what happens? What happens next? And I was just like, well, I don't know, because I kind of want to see it too. So,
right. So let's do it. Let's jump in there.
Let's do it. Let's jump in there. There's no regrets here. There's no doubts here. Only progression.
Absolutely, that's cool. What type of games are you streaming right now?
Well, for like my weird shenanigans that I want to play with other players, I usually play Dead by Daylight, because
mm-hmm.
if you asked a Mothevamp, Chillabon, and her friend Lulu, they would say, it's just like, how is it you play like an absolute moron and you get away with the things you do? like because God forbid, like you play normally, like it's just weird, but like if you play how you want to play, it's just like people, hey, what's up? People will notice you. It's just like, how did you do that? And it's just like, I don't know. I'm just trying to do my thing, man.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's just like it's one of those games. It's like you can play however you want. You can play like me. You can play like an absolute goober, and you'd still win.
That's too funny.
And a lot of like what I do is I do like friendly killer stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like sure, I may push them down, I may knock them down, but I'm not gonna put you on the hook, you know.
Yeah.
Other
That's
game,
pretty good.
yeah,
I haven't played a lot, but I know that like you can play sort of toxic in that game.
yeah. Oh, don't talk to me about toxic because there's a. Ooh, let me show you a spicy picture.
Okay.
Because someone got really mad at me.
Good to see you, Keegan. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for popping in. And you know what's interesting right now? I'm looking at some things on here. Is I've actually got more viewers on X than any other platform right now, which has never happened. I'm usually like one person on X. We've apparently got 6 viewers. So thank you everybody that's tuning in on X, and thank you everyone else for being here. And
Hey,
Keegan says, "Don't get me started on spicy things."
Oh, dude, it's so brutal. And it's
Is it
just
something
like,
you're pulling up? You're going to share with us?
oh no, it's nothing. It's nothing foul, but it just goes to show you like the kind of like people that I play with.
Okay.
Because God forbid you do good in the game, you know. Let me.
Mm-hmm.
I just gave you the picture.
Yeah. Do you want me to share that?
Yeah, go ahead and share the picture, but specifically, please zoom in on the chat.
Okay. All right, we'll see. We'll try to do that. Let me I don't know if I'll be able to zoom in on the chat real well.
It's okay. We can read it off. I still have it pulled up.
Okay, we'll do that then. Let me share this and we'll get going here as I mess everything up. No, not everything. Just heads up before you share screen. Okay. We're going to share a window. Salty PNG share. Okay, let me pull this up.
Yeah. So here is their teammate, Fire Sense, and usually I just give GG, good game, you know, have fun next game. But you always have that one person, and that person was that guy with the white name tag that says no 4K skill issue.
Right.
But keep in mind, I had killed 3 of him, including him. And
so he was saying because like you won as the killer this game. Is that what happened?
Essentially, that's basically what happened. Because the matchmaking ranking system is a little bit weird.
Mm-hmm.
And by weird, I mean like it's just like this is how it usually goes. It's if you get 0 to 1 kills as a killer, it's considered a loss, and your matchmaking goes down. If you get a 2. If you get 2 kills, it's considered a draw between both sides. Like neither the killer nor the survivors won that game technically.
Mm-hmm.
If it's 3 to 4 kills, it's a win. It's a win for the killer side. It's a win for the killer side, and the survivors lose. What a lot of people like to brag is just like, you didn't kill all of us. It's just like, but I got 3 of you.
Right. And that's the part where like some good killers will let somebody go, or just kind of mess around at the end.
Oh yeah. If you saw what happened, she got the hatch, fair game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she got it after she stunned me with the pallet. Like, well done. Like, good job. You escaped.
Right.
Cool. But like that game, it shouldn't be as toxic as it should be, which
I don't know. A lot of games have that, like just some part of it. I mean, if you focus on it, you're going to see it almost every game, because people have the ability to act mean. I don't know why. I don't know. There's something going on in their life that makes them feel better about being mean towards other people, and it's kind of sad in a way. But also, being the anonymity of being online gives people the boldness to actually go through with things they might not normally do or wouldn't in person, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's just like the devil's in the details if you look long enough.
Mm-hmm.
You always have like that one bad apple in the whole bunch of people. And I try not to be toxic, but it's just like if I feel that like, oof, I need to step away. I need to go
Right.
take a drink of water. I need to splash my face with cold water.
Yep. And
Yeah, because Yakuza did that to me recently. All like fairly recently, because the game tells you, "Hey, there's a difficulty spike," but they didn't tell you how hard it was.
yeah.
I'm just like, oh my god, this is teeth pulling, infuriating.
Oh my goodness. Is it just like built into the game? Like you get to a
Yeah.
certain point and then it just becomes hard?
Yeah, it's just like you think you're fine,
Mm-hmm.
because once you get to like probably like because the Yakuza that I'm talking about is like a dragon, by the way, so it's a straight RPG.
Okay.
But they don't tell you that you're about to go fight a boss that's like 10 levels above you.
Okay.
Like he was just, it was the longest fight of my life in that specific sequence, because of the fact that I was severely underleveled. I didn't know that it was going to be like this, and then I took it to heart to like, I need to grind off screen before I continue further. They were not kidding. They gave me a warning, and I did not listen, because I thought they were going to be my level. I was so wrong.
So sort of like a Dark Souls experience where you're just going and then dang, this guy's way too hard.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just like
Yeah.
I was going and to be fair, yeah, I was going in blind. I did not know what I was going to fight.
Right.
Like I can handle the normal enemies, but when it comes to the bosses in that game, they throw you for a loop sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like when was the last time that you got into a boss fight, but you had to fight a crane as a boss fight?
A crane?
Like,
Never.
yeah,
Like I don't remember ever fighting a crane for a boss.
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah, exactly. It's just like you think you'd fight the guy one-on-one, but he's just like, I'm gonna get into this digger. I'm like, excuse me, and then it's just like digging machine boss fight, and I'm just like, what in the world, Yakuza?
That's too funny.
Yeah. I'm just like, oh my god, I forgot this game can be absurd.
Yeah.
They
The
warned me
absurdity
about
games
this.
on boss fights are pretty fun. One of the ones I'm thinking of that comes to mind is a boss fight in Borderlands pre-sequel. I think it was in pre-sequel. I might be wrong. But basically there's this guy and he's got this giant laser attached to his back. And he's a science nerd guy, this little scrawny guy, but he's got all this technology, and he has a bodyguard, and he sends in the bodyguard, and you battle in the bodyguard, and you finally beat him, and it was a really hard fight. And now you're fighting the main boss guy, and he goes to go down the stairs to get you, and because of all the weight of all of the robotics and stuff that he has attached to him, he can't walk down the stairs, and he starts falling, and you watch his health bar go down and down each time he hits the step, and he's dead by the time he gets to the bottom of the stairs, falling down. Oh, that was, it was memorable. It was pretty funny, comedic thing.
Yeah, it's just, why is it always? That's a thing that is just like I'm gonna touch on just for a tiny second.
Yeah,
Why is it that like whenever you fight a nerdy guy in a video game, they always find a way to cheat you out of fighting them? Like it doesn't make me happy. It doesn't make you happy. It's a barrel of laughs. Like,
right. Yeah, there's always something, isn't there? They get the bigger guy to help him out or something.
Yeah.
Or a crane.
Yeah, or a crane in my instance. I'm just like,
Is that a game you're currently playing then?
I have just I regrettably finished it because I kind of wanted the game to just keep going,
Yeah, it was
and that's how you know a game has staying power, when it's just like, I want more.
Yeah.
I want more out of you. I want to see what other shenanigans you guys can do.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually all journeys have to end when it comes to a video game.
Right. Unless you're playing an MMORPG like World of Warcraft that they've been developing for like 15 years.
I'm finally max level. New DLC of Volcanoes of Death. Damn it!
Right. They never end. And then the other thing is if your achievement, collector, there's tons of them. Like, oh, now I got to play the Pokemon game in there and get the mini pets, and I got to get all the mini pets, and
and then when it's just, I remember this one thing where like this guy had platinum who 100% of the game, and he got like the super like platinum achievement, but it got taken away after a DLC was announced. So I was just like, oh no,
yeah.
I remember seeing his face go like pale, and then like he just put down his headset. He ended stream, and like he ended the camera for the stream, but you could hear him walk out, and the stream timed out because there was inactivity. And it was like, that's how you know you made someone mad.
Right, just crushed everything that they've done.
Yeah, and like within weeks he 100%ed it, but then like a couple weeks later they came out with a DLC, and it's just everything he worked towards was taken away from him in a flash.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
that's funny.
Yeah.
Pac-Man says achievement collecting. What did I come back to? He's Pac-Man likes to get achievements. We're currently doing the Borderlands series in our co-op Carnage on Thursdays, and we're looking to get pretty much all the achievements for that.
Oh, dude, that's so sick. That's so sick. I did try to reinstall Borderlands 2 a couple times. Like, not. I'm lying. Several times.
Yeah.
But several doesn't do it justice. But I tried every method, but I couldn't install it, and I'm just like, what is going on?
Oh, the game doesn't work?
Yeah, the game just keeps crashing on me at startup. So I'm just like, it's just like, I think I might have to install it on my console at some point. And I don't know if there's any crossplay on it either. So
I don't know if there is on Borderlands 2.
I know 3 does, but not Borderlands 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it does. I was just about to say, when we get into Borderlands 2, it might be something to join in on the co-op Carnage.
Yeah.
Pac-Man says, did you try his suggestions to fix it?
I did, and it still crashed. I was just like, okay, this should work. And it looked like it was going to work. And I was about to hit play, but then it crashed again. And I was just like, no. Tried it again. It crashed again. I was like, no.
Right. The lovely thing about PC games, they have to make them compatible with infinite combinations of hardware.
Infinite combinations.
Yeah.
And when the developers stop developing the game to be updated, sometimes it just doesn't want to take.
Yep, you have to go jump through hoops, figure out who hacked it, who had a similar hardware setup and actually wanted to get the game working. It can be difficult at times to get a game to work, and sometimes this just doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen, and I think it's also a limitation on my part where it's just like I'm not really all that tech savvy, code savvy. So
right.
It might be something with the internals that I'm missing.
Right.
So that could be it.
It could be.
But I'd have to dig into it before I say anything or do 100%, be like 100% sure that like there's nothing I can do,
Mm-hmm. Right. And so, there's then you may stumble across something later to get something to work. I only had one game, I think, that I could not get to work at all. I was disappointed.
What was it?
It was, I forget what the name of the game is specifically, but it was along the lines of like the Incredible Machine. I don't know. It's like you build a Rube Goldberg type device, and have to figure out puzzles with different contraptions and things like that, and get different stuff to go that way. And it was a game like that where you build like these wild machines, and it never functioned, and I was never able to get it to work.
Is it the one by Kevin Ryan and Jeff Tunnell?
I'm not sure who made it. To be honest, I don't know. Even really remember the game. I might be able to look and see in my Steam library. I'm gonna pull that up real quick while we're doing this. Is this the only game I think of? I had another game that I couldn't play because it always crashed on a particular mission. And what I ended up doing was just downloading someone else's save file that was just past the mission.
Oh.
Let's see. I've got a lot of games, so hopefully it has machine in the name. Crazy Machines 3 is the name of the game. Oh, you know what? I might have gotten that to work at one point in time. I think I did. Okay. Yep, I did. I must have figured out how to get it to work because I've got some achievements on it, like 14 out of 41. I must have played it like one day, and it just wasn't that memorable.
It's just like, yay.
Yeah. I got it to work. Let's play it. Okay, that's it. I'm done.
I'm not done. It's when you try to get something to start working that it takes the joy out of it.
Right. So, second, did Mythics try launching an Epic? A phone over there that could determine if the PC settings are just Steam settings.
I did try to actually install it on Epic and try launching it. It still didn't work.
Yeah, base game, change the settings to basic. We're troubleshooting Borderlands over here.
Yeah,
Borderlands 2.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's not working. What do I do?
It's not working. Well, if you were interested in joining us on Co-op Carnage, you have a little bit of time. We still have to do 50 odd some rounds of arena combat, and
Yeah.
there'll be a few streams still before, and we're doing one stream a week on that, so it's going to take a while before we get into that. And I think we might have pre-sequel before Borderlands 2 anyway, because we're going to go in like chronological order.
I'm 100% that pre-sequel should work if Borderlands 2 can't.
Right. You have that for PC as well?
I believe so.
Oh, okay.
I think maybe not on my Steam, but definitely on Epic, I believe.
Yep.
They should be crossplay.
Yeah, it should be. I think we're playing on Steam anyway for that, I believe. But PC to PC, it should work on it. Whereabouts in the world are you now? Are you located? Because I know we talked a little bit earlier how you were a world traveler growing up.
I will say that I am in Colorado.
Okay, fair enough. So you're on the
Midwest.
Is that Mountain Time?
Yeah, Mountain Time.
Okay.
Colorado's a beautiful country. Beautiful country. Beautiful state. It might as well be its own country because that's how beautiful it is.
Yeah. And any state is large as some countries. So,
Yeah.
Why not? The country of Colorado.
Country of Colorado.
Do you go out and experience any of the outdoors of Colorado? Is there things you like to do out there?
Go to 11 Mile Canyon. Go to Eagle Lake if I can. But and I need to start getting back into it. But usually, my routine would revolve around getting up in the morning, going for a walk for maybe an hour, 2 hours tops, and coming back home, and just enjoy the crisp air.
Okay.
The reason why I like walking is because of the fact that I get to sit down and draw some things that I see.
Oh, nice. So you go out there, you'll take a hike and bring like a sketch pad and do some drawings?
Or a journal or something, yeah. Because despite the urban development, there is plenty of animals in between the houses, because there's untouched nature still.
Yeah.
Where people buy enough property to make sure that nobody can touch it.
Okay.
So that way nothing gets built over, and you see like foxes, coyotes, deers just wandering around in the streets.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Is that in your area, like where you're at now? You have the wildlife just hanging out?
In the backyard, yeah, on a trail nearby my
Oh, that's
house.
cool. I'm
Yeah.
in Metro Detroit, and I'm in the suburbs basically. I'm in an apartment in the suburbs, and there's a little park right next to me, and it's not big at all. I don't know how many acres it is, but it's probably only like 5 acres or 10 acres or so. Um, but in there, they've got deer. It's crazy. I saw like a 10-point buck in there last year, and a few doe, and all the different little birds, and there's a lot of urban coyotes around too. So we've got like um, possum, skunks, coyotes, and deer right right through here, and I wouldn't even believe it as well. Downtown Detroit has Belle Isle, and there's bald eagles there. So there's a little bit of nature here, but I kind of envy where you're at because there's nothing decent with the clean air.
Yeah. That's one of the things that it's just like I have to warn people who come to Colorado. It's just like make sure that you're ready to exercise your lungs because the air is very thin here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like you get used to it, but like when you land, you're just like, I went up an escalator and I'm tired. What the hell?
Right up the escalator. Oh, that's too funny. Have you been there long?
I've been here since 2005.
Okay.
Like
So
my
yeah,
home.
like almost 10 years.
Yeah, more than 10 years. Since,
Almost 20 years. Yeah.
Yeah, almost 20 years.
I'm not mathing well.
It's okay. We don't need math.
No.
No.
What good has it ever done anybody?
Yeah. Except realize that when you look at your bank, you're just like, oh, that's why I need math. That's
why do they even need that? They don't need maths. They shouldn't be doing math like that. Come on.
I understand it when they're broke.
Right. So, do you have any examples of this artwork that you draw when you're out on the trails and stuff?
Not currently, no.
Oh, okay.
Because my old journal is filled with like a bunch of bad memories, and I kind of want to get rid of it because it contains a lot of stuff about my ex.
Yeah.
And I want to get rid of it. So I opened like this thing called Throne. Does anybody know what Throne is?
Yeah. Are you talking about where people can purchase things for you and whatnot for your stream?
Yeah. Like I have like this one that I have where it's another journal and it's a clean, fresh start.
Oh, okay.
That I can sketch in or write my thoughts down.
Nice.
And like, I could send you a link if you want to take a look at it.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to show you my journal. It's sort of a journal. I haven't written in a little while, but I've got 5 different notebooks that I take notes in and keep things organized with, all for different various purposes. One will be notes I take on books I read or different things like that. Another one will be lists of things, just lists of things to do, things to buy. Another one is for my podcasting and Twitch streaming. Another one is just general day-to-day note taking. And then I've got one for good ideas. And this is my good idea. I'm going to try to make myself big on here.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, beanie. I'm going to have to hide this, I think.
Yeah.
And this will really like a cool, I don't know if we'll get the good light on it, but this is like my good ideas notebook that I have.
Yeah.
And Beanie wants to play with the leather string that came loose. She's like, oh, a toy.
Yeah.
And we'll take a look at that link that we've got on there. Let's get your little avatar guy back up on here because he's cool.
Thanks, man.
Hey, no problem.
This took me a month to actually imagine.
Wow.
Yeah. Because it's just like I'm one of those people who is just like I have really good ideas, but sometimes I just don't know how to say it.
Mm-hmm.
So I either have to type it out or write it out in order to actually give it give it a 100% like, hey, this is what I want, instead of me trying to explain it.
Right.
With that being said, I would ask that like anybody, if anybody wants to actually make clear and concise ideas, get a notebook or a journal and write it down.
Yep. 100%. It definitely helps. That's why I've got so many. I mean, even if you don't go through it right away, just the act of writing it puts it into your brain a little bit more than, it's so easy to forget stuff.
It's basically
So
it allows you to basically, chip away. It allows you to chip away at the flaw that you have and turn it into a rough gem. Like I think that's the way of doing it.
So this is on your throne. It is the Old Raven Leather Journal Age Decal Edge. This is beautiful.
Yeah,
it's got the clasps and the engravings of the raven there.
And it's like a no-lined one too, because I like the feeling of having an open.
Right. That's good. If you're doing your drawings and stuff like that, you don't want lines in there. Come on.
Yeah.
What do you use like for drawing when you do that? Are you using a pencil? Or?
If you look at my throne, there is a wish of 100 basic wood case 2 number pencils. I'm just like, I need for drawing and journaling and stuff.
Just the number 2 pencil. There you go.
Just a number 2 pencil.
How do you sharpen it then? Or do you need a sharpener? Or you got one of those?
I got one of those. If if I need like a fine point, I use my knife. It's really weird.
Okay. Yeah, I've used a knife for sharpening pencils. That's generally, I don't have a sharpener, I don't think. I don't use pencils a whole lot anymore either. But for drawing, I can 100% see the handiness of that. I
do have a pencil sharpener. I need to plug it in because the pencil that I'm having is getting a little bit dull.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like I need something to put my thoughts down. Otherwise, I'm not going to be, for lack of better terms, colloquially coherent. And I think that's a good way to put it. Because
I am going to take a quick break and feed the kitties, use the restroom. We'll come back. We got probably about another half hour or so that we can go before I have to get ready for work. But now that I'm actually getting an income with my job and going to have a little bit of excess financials, I think what I'd like to do is put a note on my calendar to get you that journal as part of my contribution to society, that type of thing, because I want to tithe money, a percentage of my money, or gift it to individuals that need things, and to help you get going on a new journal. I think I'm going to do that. So if you don't have it by then, I'm going to write that down on the calendar. We're going to take a quick break. If you want to talk about anything, I can hear you and whatnot.
Yep. I do have a message, but I'll wait for you to get back, boss. But I need to take a break too. Be right back.
All right, guys, we'll be right back. Please hang tight. We'd be running some commercials or something here if we had actual advertisers. If you want to advertise, get a hold of me. All right. It is what you say. Send to the kitchen for a happy Duder Day. 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 It is what you say. Send to the kitchen for a happy Duder Day. Happy Duder Day. Happy Duder Day. Happy Duder Day. Sexy picture for a happy New Year day. Who's the hungriest kitty? Who's the hungriest? Beanie, are you the hungriest? Hey, Beanie. You know, baby. You want to get Pixie? You want to eat over there? You want to eat over here? Come on, baby. Pixie girl. You crazy kitty. Come here, Pixie. Pixie. Come here. You eat right there. Go ahead. Go ahead. Come on, Pixie. Right here. You silly girl. That's your food. Me. That's your food, baby. You want to eat over here, too? All right.
Hey, welcome back.
Thank you. Welcome back. Hopefully, any viewers out there got up and got a little stretch and things like that. We got a couple questions up in here real quick. Oh no, a fresh level 1 on Borderlands could join our playthrough too. It would be a nightmare for that person for a bit, but it would work. Oh yeah, for sure. I forgot. Does Mythics play modded Minecraft?
That is a that's an old wound. That's one of those things where it's just like,
yeah,
there are some things I don't touch anymore. I don't play anymore. Thanks to thanks to an old flame, you know.
Yeah, I've got some of those, and it's sort of similar, but not quite. It's really hard for me to get into, like, if I were to play World of Warcraft again, Ark Survival Evolved, some things I did with the misses that it's hard. It's just really difficult.
Yeah, it's just like you don't want to touch it because it reminds you.
Mm-hmm. And what else do we have? And this is a good idea, Pac-Man. And actually, I'm writing that down in my book of good ideas, so I can get that on there. Is to have a highlight video for break time. All right. So where we left off before we went and took a break is we were talking about the journal and how you want to get a new journal. And I was like, hey, I'll get you a journal. And you're like, I got a story, but we'll wait till after the break. So.
Yeah. It's not so much as a story as much
Okay.
of a message of like what I am trying to do.
Yeah, sure.
This is from observations that I made while watching others.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not in it for the money.
Yeah.
I'm not in it for the money. I could care less about it.
Right.
But one of the things that I do want to do is to make sure that everybody has a place to go to and just be there, just to talk, to hang out, to come by and chill and hang and you don't even have to say anything if that makes you comfortable. I'm just glad that you're there. That I wanted to actually provide a true safe space for anybody that wants to come by. A true safe space that it doesn't matter what you look like, what you believe in, what your political ties are, because those are thrown out the door when you come to my space.
Hey.
I want people to be safe. I want people to have fun. I want people to enjoy themselves. And more importantly, I want you to be just yourself in a space where nobody casts ire towards you. Nobody judges you for who you are unless your actions prove otherwise. I am a person that judges by what you do with your character. Not based on how you look, not based on what you believe in, not based on your political ties to whatever, because I don't care about that. I care about the individual itself.
Right. And how you treat others.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
that's interesting. Go ahead.
And what I want to say is that, like, the reason I say this is because in one of my streams, you know, one of my viewers made me cry off stream. It was Chef, because he told me that, like, I'm entertaining and that I was cool, that I was that he's glad to be here, be there whenever he can be. And it just humbles a man. It just makes me smile. But, like, my only thing is that I kind of wish I could do more. I just can't, you know?
Right.
I'm happy to be there for you guys, and I'm happy that you're there. I am very happy that, like, they chose me, you know, to follow.
Right.
But I would ask that if you notice something, like, I told them to promise me to, if I start to stray, you stop me right now and hold me accountable, so that way I can get back to what I was doing.
Right.
But Chef said that, like, oh God, what did he say, man? It made me so happy, but it's just like, oh man, he just cut into my heart.
Well, that's awesome, you know, developing those kind of relationships with people where they can affect you like that. And, you know, with you wishing you could do more, that's good, but don't feel bad about not being able to do more. You know, you're doing as much as you can do, you know, and that heart, to have a bigger heart than what you have is possible, is not something you should really feel bad about, you know? So just that, you know, I hope you don't feel bad about not being able to do more, because you're doing as much as you can, and that's huge.
And it's just, it's really tough for me to do, because I am my own editor.
Right.
I am my own streamer.
Mm-hmm.
I am learning how to edit via DaVinci. DaVinci is basically a video editor with a lot of stuff that you can do for the videos.
Yeah.
But
that's a free one as well, isn't it?
Yes, it's free, and there's a lot you can do with that before you basically do the primo stuff. But like, there's only so much I can do, and honestly, like, the reason why it touches me is because it means that, like, my goals are coming into fruition.
Right.
And
go ahead.
The danger is always there that I lose sight of it. But I do not plan on doing that.
Yeah, and I don't think you will. just from your amount of determination, the things you've gone through, where your head's at. I don't think it's something like, I think you'll catch yourself, or if someone else does, you'll be like, oh yeah, you're right, and it'll be really easy to get back on track. I don't think you're going to get so far involved with something that you'll lose sight of what your desire is for other people, essentially. And on that note as well, someone that I kind of am inspired by is a man named Jim Rohn. It's Rohn. He's got a lot of great things about becoming successful, and not necessarily wealthy, but wealth might come along with it. But there's a lot of encouraging things he has. And one of the things that you were just talking about that reminded me of something he said is that if you want to help others, the best way that you can help other people is to help yourself. So that's educating yourself, growing, just whatever you can do to better yourself, because the better you are, the better able you are to help others. So, it's a part of personal development. Don't focus on always helping other people. You've got to develop yourself so you can be better to help other people. So, the part of educating yourself with video editing and all that stuff is all personal growth. And I'm all for that. I think it's great.
It's one of the reason why I say this is because I think it's just like, the reason why I say this is because one of my friends, God bless her soul. God bless her soul. May the Lord walk with her. She told me there's not a lot of light left in this world. Make sure you're a beacon. Before she went, and I've stuck to that. I try to be as good natured to people as I can, unless proven otherwise. Just walk away from a bad situation. If it smells like shit, it's probably shit.
Right.
But the reason why I act the way I act is because it's not an act.
Right.
I try to be as genuine as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I try to be good to people, because there's not a lot of good left in this world anymore.
No, and being a light, that goes a long ways. It really does. I've got similar desires in a way, and had some recent kind of spiritual things along the lines with religion and God and things like that. I'm not going to get into those a whole lot.
Yeah.
But he's helped me so much over the past year. It's ridiculous. But with the ambitions of the Noman Empire that I'm looking to develop here, is I'd like to be independently sustainable with financials. But if when it takes off and I'm able to make a lot of money, I want to put a lot of that money into helping other people, develop and build and get their channels off, get podcasting, whatever. Mm-hmm. So my ambitions aren't to be rich. My ambitions are to be able to help people. I mean, that's
eventually, I believe that too, where it's just like, I want to get back to, it's just like, oh man, I wish I could play this game. Well, fear not.
Right.
Here's a new console, bud. Have fun.
Yeah. That type of thing is great, and it feels good.
Eventually, it'll come to that, because eventually I planned on giving back to everybody who has stuck with me on this long road.
Right. And what was I going to say? I don't even know. I lost it. Yeah, I don't remember.
But it's okay, man.
Yeah. So we gotta. I'll think of it here in just a moment. Here.
Yeah. Do we have a couple of questions from chat?
We do. Pac-Man was. He asked about a podcast special about inviting multiple people back at the same time. That might be interesting.
Ooh.
That'd be kind of fun to get some people together and do a podcast like that.
What do you think about this, buddy? Let me tell you.
What's your top five favorite things to do?
Well, gaming is obviously number one, because I have a deep root with gaming ever since I was 3.
Gaming.
Yeah. Number 2, I like to draw. Drawing is one of the things that actually helps me like get my creativity going. 3, I like to write, as surprising as it is. I like to write a bunch of fan fiction. I like to write a bunch of like
Nice.
fiction in general. And don't say it. This is not going to be a secret anymore because I've been holding on to it. But I've been writing a sci-fi novel as of right now. But
Nice.
I've been doing a lot of research behind it, so that way it can be. It's fiction, but with a touch of research behind it, so that way it doesn't
Mhm.
seem like I'm pulling it out of my butt.
Right, right.
The third thing that I actually like to do.
That'd be the fourth thing. You've got gaming, drawing, writing.
Give me drawing right. Fourth thing, sorry, is
No worries.
I actually like to get lost. I like to
That's
walk.
awesome. Yeah,
I
yeah,
like
yeah.
walk and take journeys and whatever, but that's been put to a stop thanks to the weather as of right now. So
Mhm.
it's been put on hold. And the fifth thing I like to do is sleep. The reason there's a reason why.
Yeah.
Because if I have a bunch of ideas and I don't really know what to do with it, I can sleep on it, and then I will use it. The jumble will eventually like turn into a concise box,
Okay.
and then I can remember what I had,
Yeah.
like remember what I was thinking.
And sleep is so good. Getting good
Sleep,
sleep.
sleep is amazing. It's like time traveling.
I remembered what I was going to comment on before is discussing the philanthropy of things. The podcast, part of the reason I developed that too is so people can grow and be, gather, just get more exposure. But I'm never really intending on doing anybody that's a big streamer. I want to do all amateurs just for that purpose. Even if I'm huge, I'm still going to look for amateurs.
I don't think it's just like I don't really like I said. It's like I'm not really all about the money. The money comes with it. I understand that, but I want to basically grow a community of like good-hearted gamers, and have a good-natured community to where it's just like they will welcome from the old school of the old school to the newest novices in the gaming industry.
Right.
Because
Now, go ahead.
because of the fact that like gaming opens my world, and opens like my ideas up,
Right. On that sort of, we've got two things. Pac-Man said he's writing a book as well. Pac-Man's in the process of writing a book. He was on the Gnome Saint Presents podcast as well. You can go back in the previous episode and learn a little bit more about that.
Oh, gotcha.
And but won't sleeping sometimes give more ideas depending on the dream?
That's the beauty of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I for some reason I have like, and I don't know why it's like I can do this, but I can remember what I dreamt, like with clear detail, and I write it down.
I had a crazy dream the other night. It was wild.
I had this like weird dream that I was like, it's like those like weird like places and like a game where it's just like there's moving blocks everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's just like you could, but like if you try to reach out to it, you can like move it with like your hands.
Okay.
And you're building stuff. You're building stairs. You're building like a building, or like you're trying to make a fountain, or you're building like a bunch of fences. It's just like I'm manipulating stuff like with just my fingers and like using my fingers for like a certain function.
Yeah.
That's the kind of dreams that I have.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's just this weird like thing that I can remember a dream with such clarity. And I've been able to do it since I was a kid. I just never really wrote them down, which is like a big regret.
Right.
Because
do
I
you
thought,
remember a lot of dreams? Like, do you wake up and like have dreams a lot, or is it just occasional?
I have a lot of dreams.
Yeah.
A lot of people were saying that like, I think one of my friends told me that like I might be more spiritually attuned than I usually am.
Okay.
Or like I'm more in touch with my mind than a normal human being should be, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, I was like, well, I mean, nothing bad's come of it, so
Yeah,
why not just have fun with it?
that's true. Now, I used to have nightmares when I was a child,
Oh,
and
no.
I did something. I was like asking my dad about dreams, and like I didn't tell everybody that I had nightmares and stuff like that, but I asked him, if there's a way to remember dreams, and he said, yeah, every time you go to bed before say I'll remember my dreams, I'll remember my dreams before you fall asleep. I was like, got it. So I used the opposite of that, and I said I won't remember my dreams. I won't remember my dreams, and I actually taught myself to forget dreams. I haven't dreamt in like a long time, but more recently I've been trying to remember some dreams, and I do have dreams now, but I blocked them off for many years.
Yeah.
And it's wild that you can actually do that.
Yeah. The one nightmare that I had, and I wish I could remember, is like, you remember the Simpsons episode where Mr. Burns was irradiated and Homer confused him as an alien? I had a dream.
That one.
Yeah, I had a dream where Mr. Burns in his weird alien radioactive form swung down from a mountain and kidnapped me. And I
my God.
Yeah, I was just like, whoa! Yeah, and and this is when I think we went to go visit my grandparents on my mom's side in Mexico. So when I woke up, I didn't know who to talk to because I don't know Spanish.
Man.
Yeah. It scared the hell out of me when I was a kid. I woke up with
I believe it. The two I had frequently when I was a kid, one of them was there'd be aliens outside, and they'd be, just flying around and, blowing up stuff and blowing up houses, and it was like crazy. And that scared me, like the spaceships and stuff going by. And then the other one was of giants, like huge giants, and they were angry and like ripping apart houses. And I'd be in the basement of the house that we lived in, and the giants would be peeking in the window looking for somebody, and I'd just be curled up hiding, and then there's a giant eyeball looking through the window at me, dude. Those I had frequently, and they scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, it's just one of those. It's one of those things where it's just like, please let this be a dream, because if this is not a dream, this sucks.
Yeah, and a little kid having that frequently, it scared the crap out of me. A couple times a week, I'd be having just nightmares like that. Wake up and like be on the ground of the bed, on the floor, like totally fell out of the bed. It's like, man. The one I had the other night, it was crazy. This is weird. I don't want to use up too much of your time here, but my wife had passed away in September, and she actually died in my hands. We played a song called "How Great Thou Art." How Great Thou Art. It's a religious song, and they played it at church last Sunday, and it kind of hit me. It hit me in the feels pretty deep. And that night, I had a dream of my wife being there with me, and she had a friend there, and a friend turned into a zombie. In order to save the friend, my wife let her bite her, and turn her into a zombie, and it made her friend no longer be a zombie, which was really weird. But then my wife started getting sick really fast, and then she was like laying down, becoming a zombie, and dying again. And I prayed to God in my dream. I'm like, oh my God, please don't let me watch my wife die again. I don't want to see her die again. And I prayed in the dream, and then behind her, a giant blast of light comes out of the sky while she's laying there and comes back up through her body, and she got lifted up, and she was healed, and she was rejuvenated, and like the best her she's ever been. So it was the craziest dream, and it didn't have a terrible ending, but man, it's just messed up.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I just thought I'd share that.
We've all had one of those dreams. It's just like, this is going to be etched into my memory for as long as I live.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but like that Mr. Radioactive Burns is forever ingrained in my mind, and I can remember.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Does it come back now? Do you ever have that? You probably have it tonight. You'd be like, man.
Yeah. Now that I talked about it, I'm probably going to remember it like as clear as day. But like, one of the dreams that I do have is just like I'm usually like in the sky or I'm like floating.
Mhm.
I'm like floating in the middle of like two skies. But like the thing is, it's just like it feels like water, but at the same time it's not. And
Okay.
I'm just like consistently like rotating and like just falling, but it doesn't
Are you
feel
able
like
to
falling.
control yourself, like move around, or are you pretty much just?
I can move around, but like I can't escape the situation I'm in. But
Mhm.
I'm like falling between two skies.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Hmm.
But I've always liked those dreams because there's just like no noise or it's just like it's the sound of water.
Yeah.
And just water just makes me go to sleep, man.
The sound of what? Do you listen to ambient noise when you go to sleep? Do you have something?
I do. I actually have like an ambient noise machine that's actually going off in the background right now. It's
Mhm.
it's a sound machine that plays like snowstorm, rain, thunderstorms, and if you really need to go to sleep, it plays a certain white noise frequency
Okay.
that's supposed to be like programmed into your head in order to make you go to sleep because of like the sound it plays.
Oh, does it work?
It does. Usually if I'm if I'm in the summer, I play the winter noises, but if I'm in the winter noises, I dream of summer rain.
Okay.
So it's just like I use those stuff to go to sleep if I need to sleep.
Nice.
And it's just really good. I think people should actually invest into a sound machine.
Hmm. Right
If it
now,
helped.
what I use is I'll use a Spotify thing. I'll play it on my phone. Actually, getting up to show this off real quick because it's pretty nice. I don't think it's that expensive, but let's see. Let me just hide this real quick. It's like this sleep mask, and it's got a little USB plug-in, but
Oh my god, that looks amazing.
this guy is Bluetooth, and it has like speakers in the side flaps there. So I'll put on like a meditation to go to sleep or some ambient noise like rain or whatever, anything I find cool off of Spotify, and use that to go to sleep, and it works really well.
As I said, everybody should invest in a noise machine in a sleep machine.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
Definitely helps.
it definitely helps. And like I said, if you're at 100%, I care about that you take care of yourself. And I've seen people who have really bad sleep deprived schedules and just like, brother, you need to sleep. I
It affects
guarantee
your life in so many ways, like
Yeah.
the sleep does.
your
If
mood.
you getting good sleep will help with your mental health as well as your physical health. You'll be more likely to fight off disease, whatever, cold, flu, that type of
Yep.
stuff.
You're more patient. You don't have a splitting headache. You're rejuvenated. It's just see, this is why sleep is good. Sleep is amazing.
We got a comment from Pac-Man, and if you guys have any other questions, please get those in. We're going to have to be ending fairly soon here.
Yep.
He says it would be fun if we could get all the podcasts together for a game night. That would be kind of cool.
That would be kind of cool.
It'd be hard.
Yeah,
We've got a lot of people, so it'd be difficult, but it would be neat to do.
If one of you guys suggests that we play Among Us, this is where trust issues begin.
Right. That'd be funny. I have only played a little bit of Among Us, like 1 or 2 games, like total. I've maybe got 30 minutes in Among Us. Pac-Man says it would be fun.
It would be fun. We'd all have to get together and have decision made.
Right. There's some other open world like survival crafting type games that could be fun. I mean, one I said I don't really play, like Ark, Survival Evolved, something like that could be cool if you did. Golf with your friends might be fun as well.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That is a good one.
So Do you have any stories, personal stories you want to tell? Either funny, inspirational, motivational, happy, any type of good story that you want to tell?
I do. I do have one,
Hmm.
but it's more like a personal lesson more than a story.
Okay.
Um, it was uh, it was when I found one of my friends. I went to go drive her home, and I think like I need to touch base with her now that I remember this.
Hmm.
All of a sudden, when I'm driving home, we're like maybe a mile out from her home because she works kind of far away, and she just had a kid, and she looks at me and she tells me, "I don't think I can do this." And I said, "Do what?" And I said, "Take care of my kid because I'm away from home so often." And she doesn't like her mom because uh she was, and knock on wood, she was a Bible thumper. She's much better
Hmm.
now, but she's still kind of up there, you know.
Hmm.
She says, "I don't know if I can take care of my kid. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can be a mom."
And you
And
said she was pregnant at the time. She didn't have the child yet.
yeah, I think yeah, she was still pregnant with the kid, and she was
Okay.
like 8 months, and I'm just like, personally, I'm thinking it's like you shouldn't be working.
Hmm.
You should be concentrated on making your den for the kid.
Right.
So I said was like, "Why do you think you're going to be a terrible mom?" And she said, "It's like I don't know how to take care of a kid. It's my first one." And so I stopped the car at a nearby her house, just a little off the hill to the right of it, maybe, just out of sight. And I told her the thing about experiencing something new in life is that you don't know what you're going to get up to. You don't know the hardships that come with it, and you're never going to know until it happens. But what I'm going to tell you is this, and this is from back then when I was younger, from a guy who taught me a bunch of stuff,
Okay.
my mentor, if anything. If you're going to quit, don't. If it's going to hurt, then let it hurt. But you will remember how much it hurt. Let it let that pain turn into a scar. And when the pain comes, you look up with your teeth and you give that pain the biggest smile you can. Because guess what? It shows that you're willing to push on no matter how what goes on around you. Like I don't care if you're on the ground. I don't care if you're bruised. I don't care that you're cut up. The most important thing is to stand up with an honest to God smile on your face and just keep pushing no matter how much it hurts. Sure, you may lose a few friends with that attitude, but it's the good ones that stay with you that will keep that will push on with that attitude with you, you know?
Right.
Lo and behold, she is the happiest mom 2 years later with a beautiful baby girl.
That's amazing. And that's good advice.
Yeah.
That's tough facing that uncertainty. because, you know, you've got a drastic life change going ahead of you. And you know, at that point, she's been with it for 8 months and feeling responsible for another human being about to be in the world. And that's a huge, huge thing. And man, she's lucky to have you there to kind of help her with that mentally and put, you know, some help her, you know, basically. And I hope that helps other people. I hope other people listening can be encouraged or inspired from that.
Yeah. But most importantly, what I'm going to tell you is do not, under any circumstance, give up, no matter what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a steep hill and it's a snowball effect.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's going to hurt. It's going to be a lot of pain. There are going to be sleepless nights. There are going to be things that you're going to think about. But the moment you stop second guessing yourself, you push on.
100%.
That's my advice to people. I just caught the end of the chat right there because apparently I can see it too. I just noticed that.
Yeah. I'll have to let people know. So that's a good mental note for me as a reminder to remind you guys that you can see the chat. Yeah. So you see the Pac-Man is back questions.
Yeah, I see it.
We've got a lot of them. If you want to try to rip through them, we don't have much time. I've got to be done in like 4 minutes because I've got to get ready for work.
Oh, perfect. Goals for the next few months. I'm probably going to still keep doing streaming. I'm probably getting more content out to you guys as fast as possible, including getting my model updated as well from the model that you see on the stream. The one that's talking, not the video tube mini one. Advice for streaming to no chatters. Just keep going, man. But what I ask is that please don't end up like the toxic streamers. Don't badmouth anybody. Don't be like don't be the bad guy. Keep doing what you're doing. For streaming software, the streaming software that I would use is OBS. And it's constantly updating because it doesn't actually back up your computer, and it actually makes smoother frame rates as much as possible. Favorite flavor of chips? Barbecue mesquite. Favorite game? My favorite game would have to be Majora's Mask, Legend of Zelda. Favorite anime? This is gonna sound dorky, but guess what? It's Ghost in the Shell.
Okay.
I am an old school anime guy.
That's the first one I've watched, and I haven't watched a lot of anime, but I did enjoy Ghost in the Shell, and I probably watched it a couple times.
It's free on YouTube. Last I checked.
Well, thank you so much for all of the, everything. It was great having you on here. And if you want to come back and talk more, I'm sure there's more we can talk about.
Oh, brother, I am so down.
Yeah, just apply. We've got an opening. I don't have anybody scheduled because I just started work. I didn't know what my schedule or life was going to be like. So I don't have anybody scheduled from here on out. So next Wednesday, we've got availabilities. People, you can go to gnomesandpresents.com and apply at the top to be on there. And if you want to be on there again, just apply on there and we get scheduled up. Every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time till about 9, we're running the podcast. So would love to have you back on. Would love to have anybody just, feel free to go on there and apply. I'd love to see you guys.
For sure.
I guess on that note, it was awesome having you, and thank you everybody in the community for stopping in. Anybody that's listening in the future, I appreciate you guys, and thank you guys so much for being here. And we'll be back next week with more Gnome Sand Presents. And thank you again, Mythics. It was awesome talking to you.
Oh yeah, I'll be glad to come on anytime, man. Honestly, if you want me back on, feel free to ask, or I'll apply again.
Yeah. If you want to apply again, just pop it in there and we'll get you back on. Like 100%, I'll guarantee you we'll get you on there. Almost anybody that applies right now is guaranteed to get on there. So we don't have a queue. So
gotcha.
All right, man. On that note, we will see you guys all next week. Let me get this outro video going, and I've got to get ready for work. So thank you guys all again. It's been amazing, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Know what I'm saying?
Wicca, 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 Wicca.